Hi everyone, this is Cat Dangerous, and this is going to be a video featuring guidance on the Iron Twins Fortress for Raid Shadow Legends. So for the Spirit Affinity, I've completed all 15 stages, and I'm going to show you the team that I use with my last key. So I am running a Corvus lead. Corvus has a defense aura and is a poisoner. I have Tagawar, who is one of my favorite champs in the game. He is an orc. I have him running in a stalwart set with high HP and speed. I have Vogoth, who many of you will be very familiar with. He is great at passive healing, and I have him just decked out in health and accuracy. He is very, very slow. I have Mithrala, who I recently acquired and brought up to 60. She's great for cleansing, poisoning, putting up strength and some other good buffs, defense up, attack up. And she can also hex, so that won't help us much here. And then your Carl, who I think is one of the most underrated champs in the game. He is in here only for one reason, and that is to apply my speed down reliably. I have a Theodore. You can see him down there, third character here on the top row. And he's great too. I just don't have all of his abilities upgraded, and so I just decided to go with my reliable speed down champ, your Carl. I run your Carl in a reflex set that's rather speedy and has with high accuracy. So he's going to be just going over and over again. He'll get those ability cooldowns on his A2, and I don't use the A3 at all. It's an AoE freeze ability, which won't work in here anyways. So let's go into battle and see how this plays out. So first up, oh, I left it on auto. First up, you see your Carl running into battle and applying the speed down. And now I'm just going to throw a couple of these poisons out on the field, and we also landed a smite, which is nice. I like the poisons out early because under a Corvus lead, you get damage mitigation, 5% damage mitigation for the whole team for each poison. And now that I have my speed down on the field, I can buff like crazy. When I don't have my speed down on the field, I try to hold off on doing any buffing just to make this easier. If his turn meter is full and the boss is about to go, I mean, buff to your heart's content because it's not really going to affect anything. Putting speeds on the field when there's no speed, or buffs on the field when there's no speed down, isn't really going to hurt you much. But we're just going to, I'm going to throw this out just for the buffs. So it doesn't hurt you much if he's about to take a turn anyway, but I just wait for the speed down to be out on the field to keep him from getting turn meter fill. I'm going to hold off on Mithrala's A3 there, which is her cleanse. I like to just use that at the end, and I have a shield here from Tagawar, which is also 5. You know, if you're in trouble and you might need to actually put a revive on the field, I would just work on using that shielding ability, the A3. Here's your Carl. Thanks to my cooldown reflex set, we're going to get another speed down out on the boss. And now we can just apply buffs and do whatever we want to do here. I'm still going to hold off on Mithrala's A3. I'm going to heal on the field here with Tagawar, or Tagore, however you pronounce it. Your Carl is just using his A1 unless the boss has taken a turn and the speed down has fallen off, dropped off. We're just going to keep A1ing with him. We don't want to use that A3 at all. So, or now, because I still have 2 turns left on my speed down. So you could probably program this team to get this done for you on auto, but it can be a little finicky. You know, you're not going to time things right when it comes to the cleansing. You're not going to time things right when it comes to use of the speed down here. So yeah, I still just want to hold on to that. So I don't know how effective this team would fight on that. So the decisions here again, I don't have a speed down on the field. He just did his boss cleanse, which happens when you reach certain damage thresholds. You can kind of see some very faint bars up at the top that can kind of give you some guidance, but I just sort of eyeball it. This ability here for Mithrala puts 2 buffs up, and that'll fill his turn meter and make him go and damage my team. So I don't really want to do that. Whereas her A1 will give me a couple of poisons and possibly would have put a smite up on the field. And that's more helpful, certainly, than buffing everyone at this point. Now here I could go for the attack down, which Corvus has a 60% chance of applying on his A1. Or I could extend these buffs, and I love the strengthen buff, so I'm just going to go for that here. My team's not particularly hurting. And you can see I do have stacks on everyone but Mithrala of this this debuff, forget iron something or other. So, oh, so you know, there's a little bit of damage that could come in, but I'm not particularly concerned. We're looking pretty good here. So I'm just biding my time using A1 abilities, trying not to put buffs on the field on my team until I can circle back around to good old Carl. There's his A2 ready to be used, and I think we're good. I'm actually just going to auto this for a few minutes, try to get through this a little more quickly. There's a smite coming in from Corvus, a heal from Tigor, a shield from Thrala. She did the cleanse too, even though we didn't need it. We got our attack down on the field from Corvus. And if I don't pull it off auto, I'm probably going to have Carl use his A2. Yep, he would have, when I'd rather him not, because we still have 2 turns left on ours. So, also Mithrala used the cleanse when she didn't need to. Gave us a nice shield, but now we have to deal with our weakened attack down and defense down buffs that the boss applied. Now it's time to put more poisons on the field. Corvus has the opportunity to put out 4 poisons in one turn, plus a poison sensitivity, which he usually does put out there. A little surprised it didn't go this time. But I'm not going to heal my team. You're just going to do the A1, which does throw up a buff or 2. It does that defense on your Carl to gore. But we just want to mitigate buffs, or minimize buffs until we can get our speed down on the boss. So, a little bit of management here on this battle, but as you can see, it's relatively painless. I can usually recover if your Carl misses a speed down, or I start auto-battling. And people use abilities when I didn't want them to. But it's fine. So we're going to get this down, and again, just the takeaways are try to get a speed down on the field unless you're running a team that's like a Geomancer comp, or you just want the boss to go crazy and kill himself. I don't have Geo. So yeah, look into the Geo team comp if you have a Geo. But otherwise, just go for buffs, the speed down debuff, maybe an attack down or 2. Somebody like Corvus, it has some damage mitigation as a result of their kit. The more poisons on the field, up to 5 that we have here, the more, we get 5% damage mitigation for each. So the more damage mitigation we get, we're nearing the end here, but I guess I can just let me auto this a little bit and see how they do. So you're just looking to keep speed down on the field. Watch the thresholds if the boss is getting ready to roll over to the point where he would cleanse all debuffs. Then, hold on to some of your debuffs, hold on to your speed down, and maybe get buffs on the field or extend the buffs that you have on the field going into that so that you'll have some good buffs to protect you until you can apply your speed down again. So that's my team comp. Enjoy. Hope this was helpful. Talk to you soon.